Hello, YouTube. Oh boy. Yeah. This is the wall where the front sofa is in the RV. And you can see I have removed the mattresses there because I'm getting ready to try to deal with this wall. It does still leak right here along this window when it rains. And you can see how bad it really is. It is extremely nasty stuff. Possibly black mold. I'm going to get a face mask, little nose mask thingy, but I'm going to start gutting this out. And then I'm going to replace the framing right here along the bottom, just like I did the back room. And then I'm going to replace this wall panel. Now, I'm not going to rip the whole thing out, because that would require ripping apart this this bedding, which I'm getting ready to rebuild, but I don't feel like ripping apart everything. I might end up ripping apart everything to replace the whole bottom panel, or I'll just replace the panel from there up. Only what's really visible. If the bottom's intact, I may not mess with it. But I do need to replace these beams here because it's not even real wood. I don't know why you would use that paper cardboard stuff instead of real wood to make something as critical as a seat, but you know, seat bed thingy, sofa bed. So I'm gonna have to get some wood there and make those pieces to replace it, screw everything down. That's after I do the wall and stuff. So this mess has got to be cleaned out. All this stuff has to be cleaned out, all the dead, rotted, missing wood, semi-missing wood. And then new panels put up so I can block all this crud. I'm not gonna rip apart the cabinets. The real proper way to do this is really to just rip everything apart. There really would be nothing left of the RV, just the frame. And then start from there. But the problem with doing something like that is you need a lot of money. And you need to have time and a place where you can park the RV and not have an issue with it. Like you have a house or something that's in the backyard, or you're out in the middle of nowhere, and where you have access to everything, power, water, everything you need. I don't have that. Currently I do have power and water and stuff because I'm at like an RV park, but I obviously can't do major construction here. So even though this is kind of major, I got to stealth do it. I got to do it so they don't know I'm doing it, or I'll probably have issues with management. But anyhow, we're gonna gut all this out, not all of it, but just gut out parts of it, clean it up as best as we can, and then put a new panel on it to close up the wall and try to get rid of this. And hopefully, when I straighten it by putting framing under there, it'll stop the leak. I'm also planning on putting these window covers, I don't know what they're called, but they come out over the windows to help divert water from flowing down the sides. And maybe that will help with the water situation coming in. Most of the RV is pretty waterproof now, although the other day I did put a hole into the back of the RV by the ladder thing when I ran into it, backed up into it with Little Blue 2. So, got to deal with that. But today's job, big task, is to try to finish this section right here. So stay tuned. Alright. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. If it sounds like I'm muffled, it's because I'm trying not to breathe in this crap. Anyhow, you can see that I have ripped out all the rotted wood. It was totally wet up in here, the little beams, all the way down this whole side right here, as well as down to about this point right here. So the correct way to really do this is to take everything, rip out this whole wall, and reframe the window and put it all back in. But the problem is, if I do that, the window will fall out, I think. Keep in mind, I'm not at some place where I can just do whatever. I'm at an RV park where I can't take this thing apart and do all this heavy construction. And the other thing is, with just a single person here trying to do it, I think this is a two-man job if you're going to do the window, try to get it mounted and everything done correctly. You can't really do it by yourself. So what I'm going to do is, like I did when I was a handyman at the mobile home park, I'm just going up to the dry spot. I'm going to try to even that out and go to where the wood is dry, and then cut the piece and then replace, you know, it's like surgical replacement. I'm only going to replace the parts that are actually rotted out. It was like still wet from the dampness. You can see here, I've basically been ripping up the wall and moving it out along, but I'm getting ready to put in some beams before I go further, because obviously I have more than half of the window ripped out. And if I rip out more, I suspect the window is going to fall out because there's nothing holding it in place. So at this point, I'm going to try to brace this bottom part. Once I clean that up a little bit and make it straight, then I'm going to brace the front side there. Then I'm going to continue ripping up this side, and I think it's it's ready to hit solid wood. So I'm framing about like 60% of the window frame, and then going to clean this up, and then put up. I only have part of the wainscot, and I messed up. I should have had them cut two pieces, because it turns out this width is wider than one piece. And then I'm going to try to get the sofa on here with new wood. You can see I got new beams here that I'm going to replace the paperboard cardboard thing. And actually then this sofa can be screwed together and bolted together, and it should work like it should convert into a bed mode if I do it correctly. I don't have a clue how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure it out. This is one of those figure it out as you go along. So the next thing to do is measure this stuff and cut the pieces and try to get it back in, and I'll give you guys an update on how it all looks. So stay tuned. Here then is my framing, partial framing rather. I didn't frame all the way, and I'm glad I didn't, because trying to put it back on, this whole window assembly almost fell out. Essentially there's nothing holding it up other than, what was left of the wood here, and this whole section was all loose. So when I tried to put it all back in, I had to hammer it and do all sorts of weird stuff to try to get it in. The glass, this whole panel just slid out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose the whole window. So I was able to pull it back in while I screwed in one little piece at a time. I started on the edge, it got tighter and tighter and tighter. Broken screw here, and a missing screw. Two missing screws. So I was able to get it back on. It looks like it's intact. And now it's going to be a matter of trying to assemble. I think I'll go ahead and put up the wainscoting. I know you guys are saying moisture barrier, get rid of all this crud. I don't have the time for it and resources and stuff. I need to get this back together. It started raining. It's also, I don't know if you can see it, it's wet outside. It started raining while I was doing all this. I'm not going to put a moisture barrier up here because the whole RV is like this. You guys are saying fix this part, fix it right. The problem is, to fix it right, you can't just do this one section. You have to do the whole RV. So, without the time and the energy and the money, I'm just doing what I can on the section that I'm working on. And I know it's not perfect, but remember, this RV is called good enough for a reason. It just needs to be good enough and just needs to last long enough, okay? It doesn't have to last forever. I don't expect this to never leak again. I suspect it'll leak again, but at least for now, I hopefully have it under control. This was the window that was still leaking. All this whole area was all wet, but now I have new wood there, so hopefully it's a lot more flush, although outside it's still warped. I may have to try to somehow screw it down, tack it down, because it's got like air gaps, outside on the plastic, the vinyl, whatever it is. It's warped. So we'll go ahead and start to clean up this mess. Put up partial wainscoting because I only have like a piece. I don't have the whole thing. I didn't realize it would take two of them. So then I'm going to go ahead and start working on this sofa bed thingy, just so it'll be done, and then this section you can sit in and kind of chill a little bit. Although the back wall here still needs to be done, but at least this bottom part won't be so nasty looking. And I was able to clean up most of that mess. So hopefully if there was any black mold, it's all gone now. I know you guys are seeing it and thinking that this is mold. It looks like just stained. But even if it is mold, honestly, mold requires moisture to live. So if it's still leaking, then the mold will come back. If it's not leaking, the mold should die off. Mold will not stay when it's just dry with no moisture. So if I fixed it, then this should be dry. So we'll see what happens. I'm debating whether or not I want to put the wainscoting up or just wait and see if it leaks anywhere. See if any water comes in. But I think I'll go ahead and put up the wainscoting just to try to wrap it up and close it out. And if it leaks, it's going to have to be redone. Because I need to put that up, then I need to put up the sofa. And because right now you can see it is a mess. It's been like this since I've been working on it and living in it. It's hard, you know. It's nerve-wracking to say the least. So I got the bedroom mostly done, so that's good. That section is mostly completed, so I feel kind of not too claustrophobic or messed up or chaotic when I'm in there and I shut the door, so I don't see this mess out of here. But getting the sofa done, getting the wall done, will make it. I can get rid of stuff. See, I have to buy like I can't just buy all the pieces and have it ready to go. I have to buy one piece at a time and try to use it all up because I have no storage. Otherwise, the stuff is just stored inside the RV. And you can see what the problem looks like. It looks like this. And you're trying to live like this, it's a mess. It is a huge mess. So, once I clear this up, I can at least have this section under control, and this area here can be used for some storage, so I can start to put things under here. I do need to clean it a little bit more, but for now it's cleaned enough. I'm just going to go ahead and put the panels down and see what we got. So, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for that episode. I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you found this video interesting, if not entertaining. If you have tips and stuff for other people, be sure to post them down below so other people watching this who are doing something like this can benefit from your wisdom. As far as me, I know a lot of the stuff you guys see will be like way long past. So, you know, when you make your suggestions and it looks like I'm not listening to you, it's because you're watching this video in the future. I'm making it right now. And by the time you give me your suggestions, it could be a month or more behind. So, you know, I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And hopefully it'll come together. In the meantime, please stay safe. Thank you.